My name is Eileen and I've been fostering since, I think, 77, maybe 78. Basically, I was just selfish. I was about 24, 25 and I'd had my fourth child and I knew I'd never have any more because my husband had gone. And I just wanted to have more children. So, and I knew there were a lot of kids out there needed to be loved. So that was what motivated me to get going. Short term, long term, a lot of disabled care, palliative care. The age is very broad, from birth to 18 years of age. Some of them have been really, really positive, especially I think with a lot of the disabled children over the years, because you can actually see your input helping to develop this little person. Children that you've been told will never walk, will never crawl, and you actually get them standing up. And it's just the most amazing feeling. They came into my care. My son came in when he was, I think he was in care from birth, but he came to live with me when he was 6 months. And then he'd been rejected by his birth family because they didn't feel they could cope with a child with an intellectual disability. And by the time he was 2.5, they decided they weren't going to take him home, that they wanted long-term care for him with the view to adoption. And we went ahead with the adoption and he's still there and it's just been absolutely wonderful. He can be a pain in the bum sometimes, but because he's OCD, but he just gives so much to so many people. Yeah, I also have a girl in my care that came to live with me when she was 6 weeks of age. She was like that big and brilliant yellow, so she had liver disease and multiple problems that nobody knew what. Anyway, it turns out she's legally blind and she's an epileptic child. So there have been a lot of challenges with her over the years, not the least which is her behaviour as a teenager, but thank God she started to become what I call civilised. Whilst having my son and my daughter, there's constantly been little people in and out. Sometimes for only 6 weeks, sometimes 6 days, sometimes 6 months. It just depends what their needs are. My family think I'm crazy, but, that's okay. They can think what they like. There have been a lot of challenges and they vary depending on the needs of the child. Probably one of the greatest challenges was when I had a little fellow that I'd had for 2 years, I think, in my care. He was in surgery, having brain surgery, because injuries he'd sustained before he came into my care, to find out that there was no worker assigned to him, no DHS worker. And was back in court, and the courts returned him to his parents while he was still in theatre, having the third lot of open brain surgery. It was just devastating. It's so challenging to accept and cope with that when in your heart you know that little person will probably be treated just as badly all over again. Yeah, OzChild have always been very supportive. We have a lot of different workers, so just as they have different families, the majority of them have just been extremely supportive. There'll always be somebody that you can have a hiccup with, but you just sort that out and get going. You can get so much out of it, but the most important thing is that you're helping other little people. Anyone can become a foster parent, and if you're slightly interested, I think give it a go. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's the very first day, very first little person that came into our care. He was 8 months, 9 months old, and my children were very young. My eldest was 5, 4, 3 and 2.
Wow.
So they were very young, and there was just so much excitement. We were going to have another little person in our house, and everybody was, and I was nervous, and just remember the excitement, and who wanted to cuddle him first, and who was going to put him to bed first, and who could hold a bottle, or when I said, who's going to change a nappy, they all just went up in smoke. So, yeah, it was just a lovely experience for all of them, and cameras come out, and, yeah, kids were very, very excited. Couldn't wait to go to school to show everybody. My eldest daughter, she got a new brother. So that was really lovely for them. With all the children I have my biological children, but every child that's lived with me, I've felt is my child, and they've been treated as one of my own. They all become my children. So, as long as they're there, and even if they leave and come back, they're still mine.